Hello everyone, Joe Marks here with Cooper Spransey Realty. Wanted to give you the 2011 market stats just to give you a snapshot on how the real estate market is doing here in Dane County. Few disclaimers up front. These numbers are pulled from the South Central MLS, as well as they are single family numbers. They don't include condos or multifamily units. And if there's any questions on this, I'd be happy to talk with you. I'll have my contact information at the end, or if you want a copy of this, I can send it to you as well. So those things being set aside, I'm going to get right into the numbers. We're going to start off with the average sale price for 2011. If we look here, the average sales price from month to month coming in at $254,060. So if we compare that to 2010, if we look here, the average sale price for 2010 was $256,084. So you can see there's not a significant difference, just a little bit less, but basically home prices, values are pretty much stabilized between last year and this year. So the next thing I want to touch on is the number of sales between last year and this year. So 2011 we had 3,665 sales, and then 2010, if you look here, the average there is 3,716. So not too much less in 2011 than 2010. And that is pretty significant in that all of 2011 we didn't have a tax buyer credit, or a home buyer tax credit. So that's basically telling me that the market itself is stabilizing and is going to get better from here. So the next thing that I wanted to touch on is the days on market. So if we look up here, the average days on market for 2011 was just over 95 days. And if we compare that to 2010, average days on market in that year was 84. So you can see this year sales are just a little bit less, but it is taking a little bit longer too for the houses to sell. So not a lot longer, but again, that time frame from the time a house actually hits the market until the closing table is about 4 to 4.5 months. So if you're looking to sell your house, that's a good guideline to follow. And then the last thing that I want to touch on is just the average sales per month by year. So if you look here, 2011, we actually had a pretty normal year in terms of when the sales happen. Summer months are the busiest, so you can see here that the number of sales spiked in the summer months and then started to tail off, and then we got a little uptick in November and December. My guess is interest rates staying low and probably increase the sales a little bit for those 2 months. But if we look in 2010, again, this is that home buyer tax credit making itself known. Most of the sales got pushed up to the first 6 months. So even though we had a little bit less sales this year than last year, everything got pushed up in the first 6 months of the year in 2010. Once that tax credit went away, we had probably the slowest, I think they said in the last 30 years, the slowest July through the end of the year. So you can see that in this graph. And then if you look at 2009, again, we still had a tax credit going on. It was supposed to expire in November that year. That's why we had a little bit more of the sales kind of held their own through October and November here, and then dropped off after the tax credit was supposed to expire because people weren't sure that it was going to continue. So that gives you a little bit of a snapshot of the market for 2011. If you have any questions, again, here's my contact number. I'd be happy to talk with you more. And if you want a copy of these numbers, I can send it to you as well. So you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.